green. Whisper secret, skies turn blue. Hugh the giant paints the scene with a snappy turning tides, filling hearts with joy and light. No, there's nowhere to hide from Hugh's magic day and night. In the forest where giants roam, Hugh the bravest, always there, turning world into a home, kindness floating through the air. Fears dissolve when Hugh walks by, mountains echo his delight. With his touch the flowers fly, every day feels just right. When life's stormy and skies are gray, call on Hugh, he's on his way. Snapping fingers make smiles to stay, bringing colors to your day. Filling hearts with joy and light. No, there's nowhere to hide from Hugh's magic day and night. With the snap he's turning tides, filling hearts with joy and light. No, there's nowhere to hide from Hugh's magic day and night. Beautiful forest where giants roam, filling hearts with joy and light. No, there's nowhere to hide from Hugh's magic day and night. Where giants roam, Hugh the bravest, always there, turning world into a home, kindness floating through the air. Fears dissolve when Hugh walks by, mountains echo his delight. With his touch the flowers fly. Every day feels just right. When life's stormy and skies are gray.
This is easier. There we go. There we go. Welcome in, everybody. It is Sunday evening, at least for me. The time is definitely different. Yeah, we fell back in the US. I know if you are watching from some other place in the world, it's quite possible your daylight savings time affected you differently. Here in America, well, we just got it. So just happened. We're different. What can I say? Welcome in. That was a Daredix. That was a Daredix. Now it's just my base. Sadly, my base does not have a Daredix. If it did, I'd be much different than I am now. But that's okay. I would be 7 levels higher. Oh man, welcome in, everybody. Good to see you. I'm very curious to hear how all y'all's incursions went. Obviously, we've got a new patch dropping in less than 48 hours. So the new patch is dropping in like roughly 41-ish hours, something like that. So we'll maybe have some excitement there. I'm very curious to see. After going through the comments, there's a cautious optimism for a lot of people with the new feature coming, but I think deservedly so. Not everybody has a like jump up and down feeling. They want it to be proven that happiness and excitement is justified, and that's completely legit. No reason to just go ahead and blindly follow what's coming. You know, just wait and see if it's going to be good, which I think is fantastic. Also, Emily, why are you not asleep? You should definitely be asleep. You are in the UK, and it's like midnight over there, so y'all should definitely chill out. So, yeah, we're getting into all of that, and then also answer any questions that I can't answer. I can only really talk about the new building. So if you're here to ask about officers or whatever, you know, I can't tell you those. So don't waste your time asking those questions. But we'll see what everything else looks like as I spend next 20 minutes going through all my clicks, which will take time. Will definitely take time. It's still a process. Hank, by the way, great to see you, man. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for the love. Thank you for jumping in and supporting the channel by subscribing to the channel here on YouTube. It's greatly appreciated. And I hope you're doing well, man. I hope your weekend's been well. And how did you fare in your incursions? Hank Edmund says, can't really say anything about the new building until I get a chance to mess with it for a bit. Not enough info. Well, I think there's plenty of info on it. I just think that there is still the element of, okay, is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? How's it going to roll out? Are they going to roll it out bug-free? Is it going to be problematic? And those are all things that we just don't know the answer to. But I do think there's enough information to, either look forward to it or not, while still remaining in that, cautious skepticism. I don't know. Cautious optimism. Yeah, it's both. Little, either direction. Man. Scott says, tell them instead of new officers, they should offer all the OG officers pass art need to be in the officer tab. That's not Scotland. I'll put it this way. That would be a waste of my breath and a waste of the time it takes to talk to devs. Just a complete waste of time. Now, I will tell you, Scotland, if you need a place to vent, which I do understand, this game and a lot of other games can definitely drive you to needing to vent. There's a channel for venting in my Discord. That way, if you want to get it out, I get it, and there's plenty of people who are going to be right there with you. Good to see you. Good to see you, and hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. My team, my NFL team, just got dog whipped, which, honestly, that's just kind of how the year's gone. So it's whatever, but it definitely doesn't make me feel good. So that's the thing. Edmund says, what I mean is how it will work in the game. But yeah, Edmund, we do already know like 90% of that. Like, we already know. So I'm not sure what your question is, but I mean, again, we can definitely answer questions. But I feel like we've gotten 90% of how exactly the mechanic works and what it's going to look like. We just don't really know. Mostly it's more of the time. How long is it going to take? That I think is the question that hasn't been answered thoroughly. But other than that, I'm pretty sure the mechanic is pretty well established, at least by my eye. So, 2Q, good to see you. For me, the past arcs have been met. Play your own game and have fun regardless of the new content. Ignore FOMO. Amen to that. I am very much on the ignore FOMO bandwagon. I'd like to think that I helped start that bandwagon, but I'm absolutely right there with you, so not too worried about it. Yeah, I'm going to enjoy the game regardless because I will ignore FOMO. That is going to work for me. So, would the arena being available all day like the waves be useful or a mess? I think it could be either one. And there's been a lot of people who have asked for arenas to be a 24-hour. And there's also a very loud group of people who do not want it to extend beyond what has already been set up and established, as in like 8-hour tracks. I'm not saying either side of that is wrong. I'm simply acknowledging that I do see the points from both sides of it. If you asked my personal opinion, what would be better for Rev? Well, what would be better for Rev is if it ran 24 hours. Like, that's, as a player, that's what I would personally prefer, because I don't value arenas the same way that some other people value arenas. So I'm different than some others. But again, that's just me. It doesn't make it right or wrong. It just makes it me. And I get the arguments, and I'm waiting to see, like many of you are, what ends up happening long term. Limey, good to see you. Have a couple of anime foam swords that want to test your combat skills? Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's LARP it up, buddy. Let's LARP it up. And while we're LARPing, I'm going to go over here and do some summoning because I need to. I need to do some summoning so I can do more of my things. Yeah. Maybe show me there's a lot of talk, but I haven't seen it in action. On paper, it sounds promising. Yeah, and see, Edmund, I think that's fair. The IA building, as it were, does look promising, the independent archives. But I said it in the video, I'm not going to jump up and down for something I read on paper. And even though I've been told really good things in terms of how it works, it does seem to look well, I haven't got to play it. That's such a big piece of everything. Actually playing the content, experiencing the content is a really, really big deal. And like I said, I haven't done that yet. So until I do, it's tough for me to give anything beyond a, looking forward to it, wait and see type of response. And besides giving details, for anybody who's missed some of the details that we have had out so far, go jump over there. Hank says, I would like to see Scopely figure out how to set even matches in Arena in terms of matchmaking. I mean, sure, but I will say this. There's not a single game in the world that has perfect matchmaking. It is a tough process. The key for me, just me personally as a gamer, is are they going to stay on top of it and continue to make micro adjustments as time goes on, or is it simply going to just sit and then be done? And if that's the case, well, Arenas is not going to last. If they're not going to make constant changes, tweaks, etc., Arenas is going to die. That's just, I'm not trying to be prophetic. I'm just trying to be real. Arenas has to be a mechanic that gets constant adjustment. That's the only way arena style systems and games can continue working with matchmaking. And if they don't do that, then it's going to die. It's just a question of when. If they do that, then you will maintain the level of activity and positivity that Arenas has brought so far. I don't know if that's going to happen. Not that I'm trying to be negative, just being honest. So we'll wait and see. I think there are a lot of unexplored opportunities in Arenas. I mean, we've only had 3. And you do see on your, if you go into your screen, you do see we have a countdown to the next one. Because currently they are continuing it week by week. No other changes have been made so far. Your next opportunity for Arenas would be tomorrow or tomorrow night for me. And go at it from there. Now, I will be doing Star Trek Fleet Command on Twitch tomorrow night as we get ready for the new arc drop. But I don't know how much I'll do Arenas. I have done Arenas the past 3 weeks. It's taken I think I've streamed a good 9 hours, 8-9 hours of Arenas. Basically every arena match I do, I stream it. And it's been fun, but at the same time does not mean it's been perfect. So we'll just see more tweaks. That's what's got to happen. And as new content comes out, you're gonna have to tweak Arenas and everything based on that. So yeah, Steve says best place to submit an idea or suggestion on Scopely. If Discord, do you know where? Well, I mean, you can always hit up content creators like myself, right? That's honestly the main way a lot of ideas get pitched, whether it be through content creators, official moderators, and even things like the VIP Discord. And then there is the, of course, super secret. They can't tell you if they're on the panel or whatever. There's that whole group of people. The heck? Sorry, something on my desk was weird. ADD is a thing. There's a whole group of people that sit on a committee, a players' council, if you will, that answer Scopely questions and gives feedback to Scopely based on what they know is coming out, right? And they'll have an idea of what's coming out content-wise months in advance, but it's shrouded in secrecy. Nobody knows. Well, you can't say who's on the board. You can't, or on the council. You can't talk about it. They can't talk about it, and doing so would probably cause an immediate dissolution of said project. So, yeah, is what it is. Is what it is. And Limey says I'll stay optimistic about it for a while, and that's fair. And I think that there is a danger to being too positive or too negative in either direction. It's good to play the feature and see what happens. But I will say, talking to more and more players, so many of them have been adopting the strategy that I've been really pushing lately, which is ignoring FOMO. And that has just called, not that the interest in the game has dropped from those players, they just simply don't get hit with a wide range of emotions. Like when this happens or that happens, they're able to adapt to it and be fine either way, which I think is the best way to play. It seems small arena tweaks have been slowly improving it. Maybe slowly. I think there's still a lot of things that can be better. I think everybody agrees on that point. Now, we might disagree on what makes it better, but it's still shocking to me to have seen during the 8-hour window a 60% activity rate or 60% participation rate from those who were online, right? So if players were online, vast majority were participating in arenas. But that also means there's a lot of people getting left out, whether they're G3 players or whether they're players who just simply can't play during the 8-hour time swing. So yeah, I am going to, of course, continue to push for changes, improvements, etc. here and there. Michael, good to see you. Any possibility of getting Scopely to mark older refits available in the event stores? Yeah, maybe. I'll be honest, when it comes to us as content creators and moderators, while we do bring those up, they're generally low importance items. Very, very low importance items. Yes, there are people like yourself who ask for them, but usually there's far louder cries for other items. And even though I'm big on things like refits, 99% of your game doesn't care. And I wish more people cared, because I am a personal lover of cosmetics, refits, whether they be useful or not. And I want more people to jump on that. But at the moment, it's just, there's not enough people really angst for them, right? No people really like getting that teenage angst and feeling like they're being left out. Need more of you. Need more of you speaking up, asking for that type of stuff. Yeah. We played once, but when you fight G5s as G4, life sucks. Why, Traxton? G4s win a lot. Like, I will say this. One thing I don't like, I'm not trying to target you, are people who will make those comments I'm not trying to argue and then just be defeated, even though there are a lot of G4 teams who beat up on G5s every arena. And what I'm getting to point-wise is people see G5 ships and just assume G4 can't win. And that's simply not the case. G4 players can beat G5 players in arenas. It's happened several hundred times that I've seen just from matchups. So that doesn't mean that there aren't difficulties, because obviously there will be when you win bigger ships, but you absolutely can win. I mean, I last week was able to beat a 60s group with my group having no 60s. So it can absolutely happen. You're only 47, so my strongest ship is a tier 4 pylon. Again, you're looking at it only from strongest ship, and that just shows that you and your team are not using tactics and you're not using good strategy. If the only thing you look at in arenas is my ship bigger and more stronger, you're going to probably have a mostly negative record, or as the kids would say in Call of Duty, a horrible KD ratio, right? Arenas has a lot of tactics. It is very strategy focused. You got to be able to lean on those. That doesn't mean you're going to win every matchup, but if you and your group focus on strategy, you will find yourself with a lot of W's. Easy way to look at that is go look at the top 500 players in arenas, right? You can do that by going to places like STFC.WTF. If you go to here, and I'll actually pull it up and put it on the screen on arena ratings. So if we do that, we'll hit up. So the number of players that have an arena rating is quite large. I'm not counting those that have a 0 rating, but let me see how many actually have a rating. It's gonna be many thousands, but out of curiosity, I want to see. And let me just go to page 40, which is still, I mean, that's the top 4,000 people who are playing it so far, and there's way more than 4,000 people. But look at this. Level 40s just everywhere, intermingled with level 60s and G5s. There's a level 41 here. I mean, tons of people who are qualified. And if you do decide to just look at page 1, these are the top players in terms of score in arena rating. And yeah, the 70s are obviously going to dominate, but you scroll down, we're still in the top 100. There's 40s, there's 49s, and yes, some of those are going to be spenders. But I'm just giving these as examples, right? That's page 1. Tactics play a far greater role in arenas than I think the initial, problems some people might face help people see. And again, no matter what page you go to, you're finding G4 players who are there. And we're not talking about everybody that's a massive spender. Are there massive spenders here? Absolutely. Yeah. But tactics are the key. Tactics. End of the day, are you or me going to beat Istio, the top player in the game, in his group? No, because they combine tactics and overwhelming force, and you just can't overcome that. But as someone who has lost multiple times to G4 only groups, as a G5 player on this account, I can tell you, you absolutely can win. Absolutely. Matt says, I love refits as well and have a problem that needs to be fought to Scopely. I don't know what your problem is, Matt. You gotta be specific, man. Gotta be specific. All right, let me summon and hit back into the questions. People seem to forget this game has strategy to it, not just power. Well, the reason people feel that way, and it's a real reason to feel that way, is because in the normal gameplay, like we're just floating around space right now, any player bigger than me can come just smack me and I'm instantly going to lose. Anybody that decides to come hit me, for example, Epic is at war with IA. I'm currently sitting in Epic. Any IA player that comes by with a warship right now will destroy my Tribune because it's running around with a PvE crew. And honestly, even if I had a PvP crew, just 1v1, I'm going to lose against most matchups because most people don't try to hit something that they don't already know they can beat. So when you play that style every day, when your every day is just constantly getting hit by a ship bigger than you and losing, of course you're going to feel like arenas is just an extension of that. But we've seen too many matches to know that that's not always the case. All right. Half the tactics of the arena brackets get the 41 to start. It's not over 48. Well, you can still end up with somebody over 48 tracks. So, but yeah, as I've talked about on my live streams, there is tactics when it comes to who launches the actual arena fight. All those things tie into it, and you got to work to your advantage. Long story short, you can find success in arenas regardless of what level you are. It's just about how much you want to put into that in terms of as a mechanic. And if you don't want to put anything into it, that's completely okay. But just because you're level 49 does not mean that you are never going to win in arenas and can't find good tactics. So I'm the only level 34 trying to get my first enterprise. I'm running out of ways to earn Federation coins. Any ideas? You can use Latinum, away team to get your blueprints, and there's a ton of ways to get faction credits. You can use away team to get faction credits. You can use your Talios and your Vidar to get faction credits in the refinery. There are a lot of ways. How close are you to unlocking your enterprise? We might be able to push you over the ledge if you're close. Question at the Boar Queen, who would you crew her with in a Sanctus? I wouldn't. I would not use the Boar Queen unless your Sanctus has had a lot of below deck spots. I mean, a lot of below deck spots. If you've got like 6 below deck spots, maybe even 5, depending on tiers, sure. Other than that, the Boar Queen doesn't get used. There's a lot of others that I could give you, right? A lot of other PvP officers I could give you besides throwing in the Boar Queen below decks. Problem is I have 2 BPs left for my Defiant refit, but when I try and claim the last 2 BPs, it's disappeared, unable to claim. Sounds like you need to put in a ticket, Matt. You need to put in a ticket. You're 86 out of 120, so you're 2/3 of the way there. So we'll go over a couple of ways here. Number 1, make sure, oh, I need to click this before I forget about it. Thank you. Make sure you're using your away team currency if you have it. Grab your blueprints here. So here's me getting some Enterprise A blueprints just because I honestly haven't thought about it. But you can get Enterprise blueprints here. Obviously, you can get them in the faction store. But in terms of getting more faction credits, one way that I get a ton every day is by doing my away teams. Like here's the Address the High Council one. Hopefully I get a critical or it's going to be embarrassing. It's embarrassing because that's just how RNG works. It's fantastic. Pretty sure my crit rate on that is like 80%. So you just got a 20%er. But let's use this as an example. If I manage to get this one, which is 100%. So if I don't get it, the math ain't mathing. But let me put another up here. So I'll get 3,500. Now, granted, I'm a higher level than you. But even then, this is a away team mission that other people can go out and go after. And I encourage it for everybody early on to start working on those. That's a huge way. Another way, as Marin mentions, is messages. Hitting scouts is a great way to get extra faction credits. Every day we have a calculator that tells you the amount that you can earn a day if you're doing all things in the Discord, which can be super, super useful. So, yeah. What is your shirt? Looks like Elcars. It's not Elcars. It's actually just like one of those camping type t-shirts. Nothing special, nothing fancy. I don't even find where logic can play for this purpose. Need help. Are you in my Discord, Matt? If you're in my Discord, I have a channel that literally shows you all the ways to contact customer support. I'll just put it on the screen real quick if I can find it. It is right here. And then here. Display. Boop. And my camera's in the way. Of course it is. All right, so we'll just move this real quick. This way. And we'll just do it like this. There we go. So there's a channel that literally is, if you have the STFC role, you will see this channel. We got a useful links, the codes when they come out, we do the codes, but then also contacting customer support. You've got how to do the in-game ticket system. You've got the web browser option, and then we even included the email where you can email customer support. Either way, however you want to handle it, these are the ways to go about it. And we've got that in Discord. And if you don't use Discord, shoot me a message somewhere and I can just copy and paste that to you. Yeah. Chip says, I play a PvE type game. I appreciate arenas for what it does for the game. It has given me a place to try PvP without having my game wrecked with random hits. That has greatly improved my level of fun. I'm happy to hear that, Chip. I'm glad you're enjoying the mechanic. Happy to hear that. Would you recommend players get the part efficiency favors from the Xbox store? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Anything efficiency, I'm going to say yes to. Whether it's the new mirror stuff or older stuff, absolutely. Speaking of, let me hit this so I can stop seeing all these people who are on a boat and get this going. I need to go ahead and just max this out, but I haven't yet. 77% would be fine. But if I get that, that's another 23,000 Latinum. I really should max that one out. Let me see if I can get this real quick. Not ignoring y'all. Just want to make sure I get all of these set. And I still got to go do my anomalous phenomenon. If y'all haven't already, make sure y'all go throw that out there. First time seeing you live. I didn't realize you would answer my questions. Of course. Look, I will never understand content creators. And I'm not calling anybody out because I think everybody in our content creator circle here, Star Trek Fleet Command, do this. I'll never understand content creators who don't interact directly with communities and don't answer questions. That makes no sense to me. If I see it, I'm absolutely going to try. So, yeah. Oh, I still have my mixer on screen. My bad. I forgot I had the display capture on. Oh, well. I mean, I don't think y'all saw anything bad. I forgot I had the display capture still on. But yeah, thanks. Appreciate you calling it out. So what I did is I had the display capture from when I did the Discord, and I had forgotten to hit the transition button. So on the left side of my monitor, it was right, but I didn't just take a look over there. So that's why you had that, because boop, boop. Anyway. Oh, me being professional. Look at that. Unfortunately, recently I had a rather negative issue with support. Had a bug push my faction with Continuum above the first lock, and they refused to fix it, even though it was a bug that made it happen. Well, Daggeroth, it does suck, but I'll tell you this, man. You should be faction locked anyway. So, it worked out for the better, even if you don't realize it. Yeah, I get that it's frustrating, but customer support does not have a way to manually reset that for you. I can think of ways it would be possible, but I don't think customer support can manually reset your rep. Keep in mind that customer support is outsourced. So they don't have full access to everything. They're not devs. Like when you contact support, you're not talking to somebody who like works on the dev team or anything. You know, you're not getting, most of the times, you're not even getting a Scopely employee, though it can be escalated to, well, when I say Scopely employee, like you're not getting the customer service head rep. You know, she's not personally replying to every ticket, but it can get escalated to her or escalated to somebody with more power. Let's put it that way. What do you think of the glaring artifact for Sigma PvP? I still think that in terms of PvP, the best thing is Forbidden Tech, which is still the Tantalus Field. Maxed out Tantalus Field is still the best PvP item in the game right now. To the point that I would call it OP. You share how the event for the Vindicator works to feed the refinery? Well, sadly, I can't because it's already expired. But short answer is it happens every Thursday. So I can't see it here. In fact, actually, if somebody can help me out, if somebody can pull it up, if y'all have a screenshot of it somewhere, shoot it to me on Discord real quick and I'll put it on the screen. Too bad you weren't at the stream like yesterday. I could have just shown you, or Friday. But there's an event every Thursday that rolls around. If you complete the event, which is running armadas, you then will score in an SMS, and then that SMS will give you the materials needed to do the refinery. So I could probably go to stfc.space and find it as well. But simply, Thursday, you need to run armadas, and running that will help you fill up the SMS, and doing the SMS will give you what you need to refine for the Vindicator. Click. Done. All right. Another stupid question. Not a stupid question. What do you recommend pulling? When do you recommend pulling the monthly chest? I'm Ops 25 now. Should I wait? I'll be honest, Peter. If you're Ops 25 and you're getting like the free stuff, get as high level as you can. Keep in mind that they do expire. Like they will time out because you only have so many of those sitting at one given time. And flag. So for example, here's the September ones, which is obviously a couple months ago, but they've only got 30 days left. So get as high level as you can, because the higher level you are, the better the returns are. Yeah. Excited for the new quality of life update? I don't know. Are you talking about the building, or are you talking about something else that I can't talk about? Is there any way you can skip the level 34 faction ships? Don't do that. I would strongly not. All right, I'll put it this way, Pony. You can do a lot of things in this game. There are a lot of strategies that are, tenable. You're not going to get me to recommend that you skip any faction ship tier, whether it be level 34, 42, 46, 50, etc. I'm going to tell you to get at least one. Absolutely get a 34. I don't see for me, I can't see the game being fun without it. So, and thank you, Harley. Here, I'll go grab this real quick. Did you just message it directly to me? Oh, thank you. Got it. All right, put this on the screen. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. That's the SLB. I wanted the SMS. I appreciate the SLB because the SLB pays out mirror currency, but I'm looking for the SMS, not the SLB. All right, well, seeing if anybody had posted it, but yeah, I need the SMS, not the SLB. All right. Ascension requires you to use one of those ships to an Armada. Correct. You would need Augur, D4, Enterprise, or ISS Jelly to do the Ascension event at level 39. It's just, you could technically skip 34s, but that would require investing into ISS Jelly. And again, just no. Would not recommend. Corey, good to see you. Been watching for a while. First time live, 702 Jen. Thanks for what you do. Well, appreciate that, Corey. It's very kind of you to say. Welcome in. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend. As I try to get through all my clicks, do all the different grinds. You know the normal. Then we got to do the same thing on 702 as well at some point. Check DMs again. Thank you, Tim. Will do. Yep. Thank you. You found it. Thanks, Tim. And I appreciate you trying to help, Harley. You just sent the wrong one. That doesn't make you bad. But here you go. Here is the event for the Vindicator. This is what you're looking for on Thursdays. Now, this event shows up if you have the ship. Obviously, the free-to-play patch of the ship is supposed to launch here in November. But if you've already got the ship, this is the event you're looking for on Sundays. You complete it by doing Armadas, as you can see. And the points that you need, yeah, anyway, set by other things. But anyway, this is what you're looking for. And this is on Thursdays. Every Thursday, you got to do this, and that'll give you what you need to do your refine right here. Did I say the wrong day? It is Thursday. I said the wrong day. It is Thursday. Thursdays for the Vindicator, if you have it, when you can do that event. And thank you so much, Tim, for hitting me with that DM. All right. Select. Is there a way to tell which weeks Taysom Hill score a touchdown? When he's active. He's been hurt with injury lately, so today was his first time on the field in a while. But generally, they're going to go to him pretty heavily. Let me hit this real quick, and then I got to check all my factions. Then I got to make sure that I go do server 710's dailies as well. I also still need to hit hostiles. Oh, I already finished that. Never mind. And yeah, as y'all can see, I did not do this flash pass. It's okay. I usually take these weeks kind of off. I'm still on every day. I'm just not going hardcore. But I do need to finish pulling my Nightmare Nexus stuff. I did not finish doing those pulls. I need to go do that real quick. And I'm just going to dump more into Kira Nerys. Yeah, I'll just dump more into Kira Nerys. Why not? Why not? I'll do that. You get your Gorn Avatar? Nope, I ended up finishing in 6th. So I missed the Gorn Avatar by 1 place. Yep, missed it by 1 place. All right. Summoning and go hit this. All right. Oh, what else we got? Mike says, in the away teams, the blue star token things from the armored escort. I wonder what they are. Blue token things. Are you referring to the blue version of this? Are you talking about this? You need these rare star charts to run other runs. You see like this one? I need the blue ones to be able to run this one. Can't see because my camera's in the way. Here, I'm going to turn my camera off so you can see it. But see this epic one? How it needs the blues? Then you get the epics. It's just to run other missions and such. I've got tons of them just sitting there not being used right now. And then again, like this epic one right here, this peace treaty. See how it needs the epics? And I mean, you can argue whether this is ever worth it. I think a lot of people don't put much value in these, and I understand why. We'll go and see if I can Yeah, I'll do this. I got so much I'm sitting on. I'm not using it. Why not? All right. We'll do that. And then we'll put it up there. And then we'll go see Charismatic. I'll use Kirk real quick. No, I won't use Kirk because I need Kirk for so many more missions. And then Specialist. Oh, okay. Well, that's the case. This is the case. I'll just upgrade Trip Tucker to do it. Yeah, we'll just spam this. We'll just do it this way. There we go. Bam. So now I'm getting more of the currency to do the big ones in terms of like the big researches, which is helpful. And then like, yay, I get another pull. And I guess I can now crit to get more shards. So I only did that just to show you because normally, as you can see, I wouldn't really care about that. But for the sake of showing you, I now have, and I'll go ahead and put my camera back on now that we're done with all that. Boop, I'm back. So that's what it's for. It's not really the, like, I would probably say it's not a super important loop or mechanic to really pay attention to. This depends on how into the away teams you want to be. As you see, I blew through a lot of currency in terms of my away team's traits that I probably would be better suited to put those other places, but because I've already gotten most of my missions where I want them, I've got it stockpiled. But as a player that's especially leveling in the game, like in away teams, you're not done with all your critical systems and stuff, or the missions you want a critical on, those have very low importance. Now, my hope is that they will expand on away teams and add more content there in terms of better missions, newer missions, more relevant missions. A lot of our G5 and G6 players can tell you that the away teams, besides the Latinum and the action credits, most of the missions kind of lose their value as you level up. Now, those two sets, you're still going to want, like I said, you saw me getting 23,000 Latinum with one and getting 3,500 faction credits. That's definitely nothing to shake a stick at. But all the other ones become less and less relevant, and they need more. And of course, we still need the away team store to be able to give out, say, 5-star faction ship BPs, for example. That's still a pain point. There's a lot that needs to get added in and done. A lot. Top 60, been wondering when you suggest pushing 61. I mean, Skippy, if you're asking my honest opinion, I wouldn't. There is zero that would. There is absolutely nothing that could happen if I had a 60 account right now that make me go into Sigma. Nothing. I do not enjoy playing the latest content. I never have. It gets easier as time passes, and time is currently passing. It does get easier as time passes. As you saw, we interviewed JB, who is currently level 62. I would absolutely never go in again, because I already did it once. I'm not going into the latest premium content or where this game is until there is one above it. So I play one below wherever the premium content is. So G6 means I'm in G5. G5 meant I was in G4. Now, I had an account in G5 when G5 was the highest, and I hated it and put a really sour taste in my mouth, if you can't tell. So that's kind of up to you, Skippy. But if you went to 61, you could sit there. I know Iron Fister did the same thing. That allows you to start converting your generators into getting Sigma resources, but you're not having to do as much with things like hazards and fooling with all that. It's up to you. For me, there's nothing that would make me go G6 except G7, which obviously isn't launching this year. That's just me, though. That doesn't make my opinion right. It just makes it my opinion. All right, skip those. Come over to here. Grab these. Special ship parts and BP missions would be nice. Agreed. Absolutely. Oh, look, I can build another ISS Jelly. Almost can build another Enterprise. Also, for our level 34 who was asking about ship BPs earlier, don't forget these boxes can also give you those blueprints to your Enterprise as well. Don't forget about these boxes that I'm currently pulling. Another way, again, can't guarantee you're going to get them, but Armadas can be another way to supplement your faction credits or even your blueprints. And Red's right. If you stay at level 60, you stay in the lower bracket. So level 60 is just the same as level 50 in terms of you're still a G5 player, whereas at level 50, you're still a G4 player. You'll be sitting on the top of the bracket. To some people, that has value. To some people, it has no value. You know, it just depends on where you're at. For me, that has a lot of value. Like, if I was level 60 right now, I would be level 60 until G7 came out, which means I'd be level 60 for at least a year. I haven't seen the epic currency for away team research in ages. Is that normal? There is an RNG to the away teams where like medals of honor can just not show up for a very, very long time. Yeah, it's called an annoying common thing. Yeah. Yeah. What was the name of Terry Garr's character in that episode of TOS? No idea. I wasn't alive. So I wasn't alive. Did that at 50. Many were glad I left. Kept dominating. At the end of the day, all I want is to help people find what they enjoy. I mean, for example, Skippy's asking about Sigma. Skippy could very well, I don't remember their account specifically, they could very well be ready for Sigma and maybe they would enjoy it. It's just tough when you ask me for, you know, advice, because I'm going to speak from my experience and how I play. And I'm going to say, no. Right? But you very well could be ready and maybe you would enjoy it. JB enjoys it. JB says he loves playing in G6, and I love that for him. Which, yes, by the way, part 2 of that interview is still coming. Yeah. All right. Roberta Lincoln, sure. I'll take your word for it. Andy says 61 is a better place to sit than 60 because rewards are significantly better. Yeah, Andy, but at the same time, why are they better? Because you went into G6. Like, that's why they're better. You are now going into a completely different world, just like when you go to 51 versus 50. There's arguments to be made. It just depends on what you're going to enjoy. And I just do not enjoy being in an area where Scopely unashamedly says this is a premium area of the game and you're expected to spend. And if you're not going to spend, it's going to be very, very painful and difficult. And that's just not fun for me. Some people enjoy that challenge, which is part of the reason I wanted to interview JB, to give that perspective so y'all can see it. But that's not enjoyable for me. That is terrible. And I find most people agree with me, but that doesn't mean I am the right answer. It means that that is a answer, and you have to find what works for you. Almost every G6 player, I'd put it this way. In our community, 60 to 70% of the players who play in G6 hate it. That still means there's 30 to 40% who love it, right? That's just how it goes. And you got to find what works for you, right? Just got to find what works for you. Yeah. Let's hit this. Boop. Good song in the background. All right, this is the Dr. Juby song. What are your must-do daily loops? Dailies, battle pass, that's it. That's the must-do. The only things that I require myself to do every day are the literal dailies, as in I collect the dailies and I complete the battle pass event. Everything else is optional. That means every refinery I have, optional. Every faction, optional. And I put time into what I believe is most valuable for me, whether that be like the mirror refinery, something like that. But the only thing that I stress to myself that I have to do are dailies and battle pass. And that's led to me being a much happier player because I'm far less stressed. I don't care if somebody passes me because I am the strongest level 53 on server 20. And I currently have a goal to be the strongest 53 in the game. That's just a personal goal. Don't expect everybody else to follow that. But me ignoring FOMO completely, which includes events and stuff, has made me a happier player. That's just how I'll play. Jane says, since I have FC Lorca level maxed, only way besides buying skill points is through the Vindicator Refinery. That is correct. If you're looking for more Lorca skill points, you have to go through the Vindicator Refinery or to buy packs. So do this. Select the refit. I don't even know how close I am to actually getting this refit done. Get our beryllium spheres. Then I'll double up on this one and single up on that one. There we go. Play style as well. Play the way you want. Absolutely. And that, hey, look, that play style could very well be a play style that you enjoy spending 3 hours a day doing all the loops. I know people who enjoy that. I think that's great. Just got to find what works for you. Find what works for you. Where does one even get trade XP as an Ops 17 player? Good to see you, DR. By doing your dailies. So if you do an away team every day, there is a daily claim that pays out away team trade XP. Then every now and then there are events that'll pay it out, or you can get it in like an event store. But the everyday answer is going to be pulling it from your dailies. Yay, more tier up cats. And I don't really need this, but I'll go after it, sure. Just to have it. I don't need it, but we'll go after it. Is there any way to speed up X-Borg rep to get distinguished as an Ops 40? Then the exchange is locked to that rep level. There is not. You just got to do your dailies, and that does take time. It's what, a couple months at least to get that rep ground out. I'm sure somebody's got it mathed out in their head immediately. But it's doing your dailies. The X-Borg daily specifically. 2 months, is it exactly 2 months? I thought it was around there. Yeah, it's just going to take you doing that grind. And let's see. John says, for the Vindicated Thursday event, do solo armadas count? Yes, they do. Yep. 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 Let's see. Rosilian says, I'm Ops 49, progressing to 50. What keystones or advice would you give? I did a whole video about this, Rosilian. The big thing I would say is don't go into G5 until you can beat the hostiles in G5. For example, the G5 silence. This is a barometer to measure yourself against. Personally, I recommend getting an epic ship. The Tribune's the best of the three. The Enterprise A isn't a bad choice either. I would also, get all my buildings up, get the primary researches. Just things that I have as typical milestones that you've seen me and heard me repeat. I do have a video going over specifics. But yeah, that would be kind of the main keys. So can you do the content in G5? Can you do them? But, simple things like banking a treasury key, which is what I did. Daggeroth brings it up. I had a free treasury ready to go when I hit level 51. So I was able to, bam, turn that in. But that's only because I saved it beforehand. The photon tokens, right? My 30-day chest, everything I had saved. So I was able to, dump all that and get a bunch of G5 stuff immediately as soon as I went into G5. Those are, main barometers I'd recommend. 175 Tribune VPs and it's slow. Don't forget you have the new research in the Terran Empire. The new favor in Terran Empire can lower the cost of those ships. And also you can use Latinum to get more faction credits. You can do messages, away teams, things that we were talking about earlier. Yeah. Rev is rather attentive. Thank you. Something dark side something. Somebody say dark side. All right, that's enough goofing off. All right, you can use Lat to get more faction credits. Yep, it's 50 Latinum per faction credit. 50 Latinum per faction credit. So it is not cheap, but it can be done. I've done it myself. Can be done. Where is this? Anytime you have a shortage. So if you go to your blueprints right now, Azeroth, and you are out of faction credits, click on any ship. I can't show you it because I've got plenty of faction credits. But if you're working on, say, your Enterprise, just as an example, you go here, you hit the full pull, and if you don't have enough, it'll say, hey, do you want to use Latinum to convert into this? And you can say yes, and it's 50 to 1. So in this case, we'll just do some quick math. An Enterprise is 150 blueprints, cost 1,200 faction credits. Then that's 180,000 total faction credits. Multiply that by 50 means you would need 9 million Latinum if you just wanted to straight Latinum to blueprint. Like no faction credits. If that's what you wanted to do, it costs you 9 million Latinum. Just using that as an example. If you'll get to a bigger example, because somebody was mentioning Tribune, I'll just go ahead and do Enterprise A as an example. So you need 650, but you also need 1,600 Wolf, and then multiply that by 50. So you need 52 million Latinum to just straight up buy one. Now, I'm not recommending that as this is what you should do. Simply pointing it out that it is a way to maybe expedite the process if you've got, because if you did it in small bits, it's not that big a deal. Obviously doing 52 million at a time is ridiculous. But if you wanted to, for example, just do 16,000, so a 10 pull, that's only 800,000 Latinum, right? So, I mean, you could reasonably get 800,000 Latinum in your gameplay. Whether you're pure free to play or grinding it out, you can earn that and throw that in there if you wanted to, help yourself. Big thing would be using the PvP arena to go after your Terran Empire favors. So I need to claim that premium mirror dust. But Terran Empire favors, you come down and you find your innovative engineerings. So that's where you would find a lot of value. And I actually put out the math of that today because I know there's still a lot of confusion on how efficiency researches work. So PvP arenas can allow you to start going after stuff like this. It is, nice. Nice. Yep. All right, let's do... Okay, that's all collected. Just double checking my stuff. Claim my swindler's stash. Don't need anything in that. I do need that on the other account though. And any more messages for that? Okay. We can roll out. In fact, Miscellaneous, you were right here. How are you not listening as I just explained how that worked? You're right here. I just explained it. Like, I'm not exaggerating. Literally like 100 seconds ago, I just explained this. Okay. If you want to convert faction credits with Latinum, you have to have a deficit of faction credits, as in like you have no faction credits left. You spend them all. Go to whatever ship you're trying to grab, wherever it is here. Click the button. If you click it and you don't have enough faction credits, it will ask you if you would like to spend Latinum to get the required credits. If you wanted to spend Latinum to get the required credits. Now you have to be in a deficit to do that. There is no like conversion box that just exists. You would actually have to go into something like the Valdor class Blueprint Exchange and then not have 13.2. Click it, and then you will get asked if you want to convert. Now, I have way too many faction credits to be able to show y'all. I think I got 500,000 Romulan, 500,000 Klingon, and almost 500,000 Federation. I got way too many credits to just show y'all it, but that is how it works. It is how it works. Love your silly. I hope it answered. And if you ask again, I'm going to spank you. Like this was a Twitch stream. You avoid deficits, that's why you haven't seen it. Well, that's why most haven't seen it. Anytime I mention that, because believe it or not, Rosilian, I made a video about this. Every time I mention it, though, there's always somebody who didn't know. And that's just the nature of it, because most people don't. How many people are actually going to go try to click that if they know they don't have the materials? Like if you say, or you see that you only have 1,000 faction credits, who actually goes and tries to click it? So that's what we're here for. To help you be better. Help you be better. All right. All right. Let's see what else we got question-wise. I can't believe we've already been streaming an hour. Appreciate y'all being here. Hit the thumbs up button if you're here. You didn't know that, and that's what I'm here for, man. It's crazy the amount of knowledge I've acquired for this game. I don't know if it's good or bad, but also just how deep this game is. It's basically impossible to know everything, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with not knowing everything. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You did it once, but it was on a different account name, so like I didn't get credit for it. What are you talking about, Limey? Am I missing something? They watch your stream and turn on all notifications, they would know. Maybe Lost Soul. But I also understand that I make a lot of videos, a lot of content. I stream, 6 days a week. I realize that not everybody can be there, so I do want to try to help as much as possible. And all I ask is people subscribe, help the channel, share it out, and I'll answer. Now, I will say there are sometimes I'll admit it, I'm human. I get annoyed. For example, there was a good 4-month span where every stream, no matter what, I got asked what the cheese crews were. And it did start to be like, oh my goodness, how do people not know? I feel like I have told 400,000 people what the cheese crews are. And I'm not exaggerating, there was a 4 to 6 month period where every stream, whether it was Twitch or YouTube, I got asked what were the cheese crews for the NX01. So I'll admit I'm human, but I do love passing out the knowledge. Yeah, Lost Soul remembers. It was wild though. And it wasn't even like an annoyance at specific people. It was more of an annoyance of how the heck does people, how the heck do people not know? It wasn't like somebody asked and I'm mad at that person for asking. It's more of a general how do people not know? So, all right. Yeah, no cheese command here. Oh, man. Yeah. Well, on YouTube, I actually would just throw up the graphics. We do have a cheese command on the Twitch channel, though. All right. Can you go to Scouts for me on Monday so I can arena? Well, Sheetan, if you need to do Scouts, just do it with Voyager. Don't actually go hunt Scouts. Just do it with Voyager. You're sick? I'm sorry to hear that, John. My youngest, Elias, he is sick. Elias James Tiberius is currently sick. Poor guy has 103 fever right now. So, at least it was 103. I think it's down to 101 now. But he's also sick. What kind of cheese? Oh, clearly American. Because the best things are American. Except cheese. Sorry, Americans. We have terrible cheese. Look, I'll be honest. I know we're trying to stick to Star Trek Fleet Command, but I'm a very proud American. America. Red, white, and blue. Yeah. I love beating up on the British. I'm very American. We have terrible cheese. Our cheese is awful. Like, the one that says American cheese is terrible. Shame that we put our name on such a terrible cheese. But anyway, here we are today. Here we are today. Yep. All right, let's go click this button. Craft singles are great. You, Hypo, I love you. But no, they're not. Is big time insulted the whole state. I didn't insult the state of Wisconsin. Because the state of Wisconsin, if you go to Wisconsin right now, they're not trying to give you American cheese. You might be confused with what American cheese is. Like, American cheese is a type of cheese, and it is terrible. I'm very, very specifically calling out American cheese. Not all cheese made in America. Specifically, American cheese is terrible. It's a specific type of processed cheese. All right? I'm not saying everything made in America cheese-wise is terrible. I'm saying American cheese is awful. Be very, very clear. Not insulting Wisconsin voters right now. Wisconsin can still vote for me in the election. I'm saying American cheese is disgusting. What cheese do you add to your cheeseburger? One, I don't typically make cheeseburgers because I believe a good burger, the meat speaks. If a hamburger is cooked and prepared and seasoned correctly and the juices run down your chin, you don't need a slice of Kraft to make it bearable. However, if I wanted to put cheese on a burger, blue cheese is the answer. You can do whatever you want, but if I'm making a cheeseburger, I'm either going to put blue cheese and stuff it in the burger and cook it like that, or whatever. Just letting you know. Just letting you know. All right. How this became a cheese discussion, I don't know. Cheddar burger is the best. I'm glad you enjoy it. Go for it. As far as what my house does for cheese, and we actually mathed it out. It's actually cheaper to do this. We buy blocks of cheese and we like shred it ourselves. So like if we make a casserole, we buy a block of cheese and we shred it instead of like buying a bag of shredded cheese or Kraft singles and melting them on the top. That's just what we do. That's just what we do. Tastes way better because it doesn't have all the sawdust. You're voting straight Buff Franklin ticket this year. I'm not mad at you for that, Danielle. Let the kid eat. Let the kid eat. Moving along, that's what we're here for. We're here for random asides about cheese and Star Trek Fleet Command. That's what we're here for. Has the aquatic go home proc rate changed? Nope, it's still as awful as it was before. It is the exact same. Yeah, I know the people who worked on that and they're not working on that right now. So. Yep. Pre-shredded cheese is gross. Yep, agreed. Agreed. You do promote the cheese crew in STFC? I do, in fact, promote the cheese crew in STFC. And heck, for nostalgia's sake, let's put the cheese crew on stream for those who maybe have not seen it. I'm sure there's somebody out there who's now has felt appropriately shamed because I complained of having to do this for 5 months. But let me go grab the cheese crews, put them on the screen. Here is cheese crew number 1. Boop. Here's cheese crew number 1. There you go. There you go. All right. Pepper Jack, and if you don't agree with it, argue with your mama. Pepper Jack is good cheese. Again, I'm just specifically hating on American processed sliced cheese. Ugh. See how easy it is to lose the voters? You make one comment and somebody's offended. Oh, gotta love election season. Gotta love it. Go out and vote. I don't care who you're voting for. Don't tell me. We ain't starting all that. Just go do your civic duty if you're an American. Go vote for somebody. You cheesed aquatics with exos. Now I don't have to do aquatics for a month. I love that. That's fantastic. Great job, Mad Hatter, on the strategizations. Take advantage of those loot exos from incursions and do it. That's awesome. I tell people all the time, there's no reason that anything besides the 2 cheese crews should be on your NX01, because everybody can do it as soon as you get your NX01. Pony Man says, can you explain when you max out level 39 on a server? Are you just permanently stuck there until a server merge? No, Pony. So there is something what's called Ascension. And Ascension gets doled out to servers based on age of the server, how long it's been around, how many players are sitting at 39 waiting, how many total players you have in the vicinity, so like in the 30s itself. And a server will reach a point where they will then ascend, and then they'll be able to go to 40 and above. All right, let's see. We'll go hit this over here. Grab it. Go grab this. You're level 43 and gaining around 76,000 loot. I'm using archer as a captain on your tier 2 XO1. Well, then you're wasting your time, Rob. Wasting your time. Put the cheese crew on it. And you can free to play the cheese crew. And get millions. I mean, for real though, Rob. Even at tier 1, a cheese crew can let you punch up. Any player should be at least able to hit like a 47 aquatic. At least. And yeah, Pony Man. So if you're on, I'm on 710s. I'm actually on your sister server. Or at least right at around your sister server. 708 actually might be technically your sister server. And we have a lot of people waiting for Ascension on 710. But if I remember right, 709 also has a problem with not having enough players, just like 710 does. They're both pretty low pops. I think they both have got like 800 players on them. Which is pretty low. British forces used to get processed cheese and a tin in their rations. Okay. I'm sorry for them. I'm sorry. Processed cheese is just a depressing thought. All right, what other questions that we have, everybody? What has everybody got? I want to answer as much as I can tonight. And then tomorrow morning, I'm going to try to put out the part 2. Is anybody excited about part 2 with the interview of myself, Eastio, and James Bond? Anybody else excited about part 2? Going into more details of how they play the game. It's going to be another 30-ish minute interview, and very curious to see what everybody has to say about it. Y'all seem to really enjoy the first one, and I'll plan on doing another one. I honestly have not picked out the topic for the second one, but I'm going to do another one in that series. Have you played World of Warships at all? Yep, I have. Not a fan of it in terms of the style of the game. Doesn't make it bad. I'm just not a personal fan because it's very arcadey, like using 100 hull points to, you know, that's instead of actually using like how War Thunder does as a mechanic. It's a good game though. Can you do the daily collect stuff based on the pip system? What do you mean, JC? Rock says, I'm Ops 36 now and running the Augur as my ship. Do I go to max tier? You recommend using it until Pylum or Valdor as a step. So I do recommend picking up a 42. If you want to pick up a Valdor, that's completely fine. I do recommend picking up 42. I would say on the Augur, I would at least take it to tier 8 and get the warp engine to tier 9. You don't have to max it, but it would certainly be a good ship to max. I mean, the Augur stays viable for a long time. So, love hearing about the high levels. Nice, Edmund. Yeah, so I also want to grab some other pure free-to-play at lower levels who are also newer players and get their experience, stuff like that. I want to try multiple different paths to that. Did everyone change their clocks? So my stuff does that automatically. I think even my car does it automatically now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my car does it auto. Yay, Nissan Rogue. All right. Don't forget Archer Tal GG once you stop Dying with the Leslie crew? Mark, nope. Why would I do that? That's not my second cheese crew. Now, that would be fine. I use Pike, Harrison, E data, but because not everybody has that, Archer, Tau, George O might be one. But since Tau has literally zero sourcing and over 90% of the player base doesn't have Tau, maybe over 80%. Most people don't have Tau. Short answer. Short answer. So 47 aquatic. Was it the 49? Here, let me show you where. So, right. Okay, so 48. 46 or 48. A tier 1 NX01, depending on the whole health that you have, which is going to be based on your research, your below decks, etc. How much overall power your ships have. But you can take on one of these. Tier 1. I guess if you're a very weak player, you could take on this one. But, yeah. Yep. You love voice to text? It just says all the right things. Oh, it gets me really bad all the time. Gets me bad all the time. Have you found any significant use for Strange New World and Banga? He is part of my secondary grind crew. Strange New World and Banga, Strange New World Pike, and Strange New World Sam Kurt. He's a solid guy. He's solid. Yeah, Mark, that's good. It's just, it doesn't apply to almost anybody. So, like, I'm not saying it's a bad strat. I'm just saying that there's no point in me promoting that as a strategy because I'm not going to run into enough people who can do it. You know what I mean, Mark? Doesn't mean it's a bad crew, but most people can't use it. And when I mean most, I mean almost everybody in the game would have to ignore that because it doesn't apply to them. Blame Scopely. So that's why it's not one of the cheese crews that I promote. My content, in terms of what I put out in live streams and videos, is always going to be as general as possible. Now, in terms of in private, when I talk to people like in DMs on Facebook and Discord, yeah, we get more specific about their accounts. But just like every week, I get people asking, is there any sourcing for Tau? Because they probably heard something like Mark over here. I'm like, sorry, guy, you can't do it. And every time I bring up sourcing Tau, Scopely goes like, nope, not doing it. No. You think Swarm Sunday is worth doing if you already have the officers? Nope. I think Swarm Sunday is dead content. I think Swarm Sunday is dead content. So. What was the crew Mark is talking about? So he's talking about using Giorgio, Archer, and Tau together to hit the really big ones up top. I could put it together. I got my NX01 laying around somewhere. Let's see, NX01, where are you at? So I could show you what he's doing. I don't know where Giorgio is, so we'll have to go find these individually. But I could show you. I don't mind. So doing that, and let's see. Let's just sort by name. That'll be easier. Go find Gigi. Where is she at? Gigi. And all the way to the end. There we go. Tau. Bam. We're running that. Why is Doc Brown below there? What are you doing, Doc Brown? Oh, yeah, sure. Whatever. So this will be another one taking advantage of Tau. Then we got Delphic Savior. And we got his below deck ability. Again, my Jonathan Archer, very, very weak. And then Giorgio for burning, though you could also use Nero there. So, yeah, it's because like I can hit 60s with my second cheese or my first cheese crew, which is what I already do. But some people can take stuff like this and fly out and go smack those. We got way too many tokens just laying around. So many tokens. A tier 10 Tribune can't reach the 5-star silent enemies. How can I test if I'm ready for 51? Can't reach. Really? What is the warp range on that system? Because I tested this before I did mine. All right, Rev. Find where you're going. There it is. What's the warp? Oh, wrong one. Nope. That's I need something that doesn't have the warp range. Oh my gosh. What is the warp range on this system? Because I don't remember it. Let's do this real quick. That'll show me 220. How are you not reaching? Is my question. How are you not reaching? Now, I know I have a couple things here that are helping me. One, I've done the Angel in Disguise set of missions, and also I've got FC Kirk. But how is your Tribune not reaching? And again, I'm not like calling you out as a player. I'm just curious how you're not reaching. Because you see, I can reach up to the 55s. So what is your warp range on your ship, Harley? And we'll try to work from there and figure it out. And I would, again, I'll add that I do have Fleet Commander Kirk. So in his skill tree, he's got this one down here. Well, I'm sorry, wrong one. He's got this one down here, increases warp range, but mine's only at 2.8%. So I don't have it maxed out or anything. So I've got that for warp range. Then also like the Angel in Disguise. So I don't, did you accidentally click on the wrong system maybe? I'm not trying to call you like an idiot or anything, but hey, I do that all the time where I'll be like, I can't get there. And then I realize it was just because I misclicked something. Now tier 10 Tribune should get there. Hey, somebody's running those things. Yeah, anyway, Harley, you respond. We'll see if we can help you out. Guy says, I just got my Voyager. Congratulations. My cargo is only 6,800 storage. Is it worth going into the token area or should I wait till it gets bigger? I would definitely try to upgrade as quickly as possible by doing your normal runs. Yes. Get that thing upgraded. Because eventually the Voyager gets a nice cargo. So here's a tier 10 Voyager. And mine's at over 1 million. And that's without any, like, mining officers that boost loot, or I'm sorry, boost cargo. Yeah, just grind out in the beginning. Maybe he didn't do the warp range research. Well, if he made it to tier 10, that means he should have at least the raw range. And I'm pretty sure even the raw range is enough. Let's see, ships, Tribune. It's been a while since I looked this up. So let me double check, make sure I'm not saying the wrong thing. All right, so let's set this to tier 10 on STFC.space. Check the warp engine. Yeah, warp engine of a tier 10 Tribune stock out of the box is 275. Stock out the box is 275. So regardless of research, a Tribune should be able to reach for that area. All right. We're having a weird problem with Server 63 where Voyagers are unable to summon bioships in these systems. Hostiles also take a minute or so to begin. I have seen this happen in a couple other places, Taco. Have y'all done tickets? I know, tickets, but have y'all done tickets? So my notification's off, so why is my phone buzzing me? It just... Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much to Ed. Ed just donated to me and my family. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for supporting me and my kids. Thank you so much, Ed. They went to the wrong system? Yeah, sure. Happy to show you. So, let me repair this as it went boom. If you come back over to the silent systems, right here, here's your Christmas tree. 51. 51. This would be your, because this is what I'm grinding right now. And then this is the one after, then after, then after, then after, and then finally, tippy top. But it's this one right here. Warp range is 220. Your Tribune should be able to get there easy peasy lemon squeezy. If you have a tier 10 Tribune, you should be able to grind these pretty easily as well. All right. Go ahead and collect that. Good evening, Bartman. Good to see you. Welcome in. You remember the lag announcement that Sim Pauly sent out a few days ago? I filed a ticket because I couldn't get in the game and finish events. It won't compensate me for their malfunctions. Okay. Oh, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. Her issue's been going on for months. Started in Diaboli and spread to the others. Yeah, it'll think of it like a disease. It'll affect a server sometimes, but it doesn't affect everybody. In terms of the other servers, a lot of those are going to be unique to that server having a problem. So then we have to specifically ask them to fix that server. It's one of the reasons they'll probably drag their feet on it. But just make sure there's tickets, and if they're not responding after a while, I can try to escalate it. And just send me your stuff, and I'll try to escalate it. Try. No promises. I try to make no promises. All right, now we're fine. Let's go ahead and recall this. I can do that poll. Yeah, no problem, Taco. No problem. Try to help out whenever I can. I enjoy it. I really do. I enjoy it. I don't enjoy my Saints losing 23-20 to the freaking Panthers. But oh well. Things happen. That's life. So. Alrighty. Close this out. Also, probably shouldn't say that, but Server 20, shout out to us. We officially gave up the most points ever in incursions. Oh, God, it's depressing. I think there might have been one that was a little bit higher, but if you missed it, after we've gone through it, pretty sure that was the highest of all time. Shout out Server 20. We gave up 1.2 quadrillion points. 1.2 quadrillion. My brain tells me there was somebody who gave up 1.4 one time. 45 almost gave up as much, as did 42. But regardless, this time around, Server 20 gave up the most points. And yeah, not exactly what I want to hang my hat on, but it's there. It's a thing. How many points did your team give up? Oh, man. Oh, that's a lot of points. That's a lot of scoring. Sounds like a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. How's Halloween with the kids? Well, the hockey team lost, but the game was fun. The kids enjoyed it. So it was good memories. And thank you to those who helped me do that, because it was because of generous people in this community that we were able to do that. So big thank you to y'all. I'm new with my NX. I'm using PMT. The aquatic feels very weak. Is there a better crew? I just had to say something earlier. I did. I had to say, I deserve this. I deserve this. There you go. I deserve it. I deserve it! Brought it amongst myself. Brought it on myself. Yep, here you go. Here you go. Here's the cheese crew for your NX-01 that you can punch on bigger, badder aquatic battleships. I did a video about it as well to explain how it works. But the basics of it, the TLDR, is you're going to take this crew, put on your NX-01 and hit a bigger hostile. Now, it won't stop the big gun from happening, but if the big gun doesn't happen, you get much more loot. You get much more loot. So there you go. Here's your cheese crew. I did it myself. I did it to myself. Anyway, I didn't even bring up Mark's crew earlier that I used, but you see, I'm not able to do the really cool maneuver quite yet. But yeah, Sean, we have that command over on Twitch, but we haven't put it over here on YouTube. We do have it on Twitch though. We have actually a command on our Twitch channel for PvP and for cheese crews. And you're welcome, sis. Happy to help out. I really am. Love you being here. This Groundhog Day, it feels like, you know, that explains my frustration from a couple months ago. It was like I was stuck in Groundhog Day. Yeah. Yeah. All right, we're going to get that repaired, and I have done all my dailies over here. I need to switch real quick to 710. Come on, 710, turn on. Thank you. Close this one up. Oh, nice, Anarchy. Nice. All right, here we go. Logging in to server 710. You can see I've not logged in yet today, so... Oh, I didn't get raided and I had my shield down? Oh, that's a bad on me. Oh, I remember what I did. I set a 12-hour shield. But I forgot I set a 12-hour shield. Okie dokie. It's okay. Let me back in here and upgrade all this stuff. Click, click. Get all the things done. Let's start some researches. Can you tell us whether we should give Inescopus FOMO or just play our own game? I think you should give Inescopus FOMO simply Iowan, but only you. You should fall on the sword, and if you do it, we can protect everybody else. So specifically you, I need you to give into FOMO. That way everybody else can just play the game how they want to. If you would make that sacrifice, I'd greatly appreciate it. Simple Iowan. Thank you. Thank you. 700 cutest for Fleet Commander. Who's better? 7 of 9. 7 of 9. Like Great American Cheeses, sir, to be honest. I think the French have cornered cheeses. I mean, they are known for their cheeses and for being stinky. So, they're known for both their cheese and just being stinky. All right. Do I want to go after him? No. Nope, I don't. I don't. Let me go do some researches. Not there yet. Dang. Let's do this one. Warp speed bonus. Absolutely needed. Absolutely needed. Combat. And unlock Kumari. Nah, not yet. Not yet. Don't want to blow the uncommon until there's an event. Which there'll be one this week. Well, next weekend. You were annoyed we didn't get an XSLB? Lord Lightning, have you thought about what you just said? Like you said amongst 300 of your peers that you're mad there wasn't an XSLB. Just be warned, you're probably about to get stoned to death. Just letting you know. You're probably about to get stoned. Everybody else is probably throwing rocks and everything else they can find in their base at you because you said you wanted an XSLB. How dare you? How dare you? But I get it. A lot of people like leaderboards. I get the logic. I get the logic. All right, let's see. Over here. You greatly dislike. Most people dislike XSLBs, but there are people who like them. Those people exist, and their opinions matter. They do. All right, let me go put this on a node. Yes, I'm dual mining. 8 on Rev. It's okay. I'm ready for it. I set the wrong. No, I set the right one. That one's got Barrett. Okay, so we'll do that. I'm gonna go hit our hostiles. What was a good crew to kill 61 ships? The Voyager crew, the Enterprise E crew, or Strange New Worlds. Any of those sets will help you grind the biggins, Roger. Or a mixture of those. Like I'll run Enterprise E, Picard, Enterprise E, Data, Janeway. You know, for ISO/loot. All right. Let's go. No, I don't need mining. I need hostiles. Go hit these. You're welcome, Roger. Hope you're having a great day. Let's go check our away teams over here. And see, I've already started trying to work on some of these for criticals, but not all. But I'm still doing them all every day, no matter what. Every day I'm doing these pulls. Are you going to skip 24 faction ships? There's no such thing. 24 faction ships don't exist. Are you excited for what's coming Tuesday? As always, I'll wait and see. I stopped letting Scopely burn me on that a long time ago. So now I'm very much a wait and see guy. Very much a wait and see. All right, we got an officer training here. This is definitely the most important one I have right now. How big can we make this? I don't think I have anybody who actually has... Yeah, because my Kirk is on a ship. I'm just going to focus on the health aspect. And that'll be 2,800. And he's leveled. He's leveled. And he's leveled. So we're just doing that. Won't get a critical, but I'm going to get the trade XP, which honestly matters more. Matters more. All All right, I don't have any traders. I don't have anything for this one yet. So we'll just, again, do this. Got 2 officer training 18 missions yesterday. Felt like a lotto winner. I hope you critted at least one of them. I really do. I hope you critted at least one. All right, so there's my scientist. I don't have engineer set up yet, but I do have officers that are engineer. And we'll just run that. There we go. Curious how you'll handle the spore components when you get the disco? Yeah, that's something else on the list of to do. It's a painful grind. It is a very, very painful grind. I can at least speak to that. My hope is that there comes a mastery that I can help expedite that process. Someday, one day. Someday, one day. As long as they have an SMS, I'm happy to have an SLB. That might give me a few shards. It's XSLB only with no SMS that irks me. That's completely fair. That way you have the choice on whether you want to compete or not. And if you do, you're going to get something. Can definitely get that logic. And crud, we took too long. I got hit with a baddie, but thankfully I can solo those. Let's go with this. Once they put out a way to speed up the disco grind, the next month disco A. Well, the disco A already kind of exists. It's called the Gorn Eviscerator. It basically already exists. Although I guess they could just make one, just for the sake of making it. Click. All right, we need to go do the refinery real quick, so I don't forget all my stuff. Hope is the type to do something like that. I mean, you're not wrong, but at the same time, you know, they're definitely feeling the squeeze when it comes to the income. They better be creating things that people are actually interested in. And I don't think that's one of those things. But hey, who am I? I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy. Uh-huh. I see you, Mirror. I see you. You're not slick. You're not slick. Bye. Bye. All right. You're right, though. That is absolutely a Scopely move. That is 1,000% a Scopely move. Just, again, I think that, especially what you see what they're coming out with this month, they're clearly making an effort to try to make, you know, people quote unquote happier. How well are they going to do at that endeavor? We'll see. But I think you can tell by their decisions that they're feeling the squeeze. So. You meant the 26 faction ships? I don't skip anything, no. I do not teach nor support skipping content. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to like invest heavily in them, but I'm going to at least pick up a Legionary or D3. Haven't picked out which one yet. Probably D3 since I'm Klingon. But I'm going to pick up one so I can get the cloaking research done. I'm just going to leave it tier 1, level 1, though. All right. You know, they make the collection system customizable so I don't have to waste material. You're not using any material, Taco, so there's no material to waste. You're not wasting any material. You're just hitting a collect all button that gives you all the things. You're not spending material. But by listening to what Obsidian Hamster has had to say in his streams, he has been finally getting through to their heads. He's definitely passing on info collected by you and others. Nice. All right, let's go smack that. Are there any traders? There's no traders in this system, I don't think. Yeah, no traders in this system. Ooh, a 33? Hey, who is this? Do I know them? Somebody needs to recruit them. I just don't know if that's one of the people that we've already booted out and they just changed their name. That does happen. I have no idea if that is somebody I already know. Oh no. You have a crew tab on Discord? Yep. I have several different crew tabs. Several. Absolutely. Absolutely. Alrighty. I'm going to get the grind on, but we have hit my time limit because I got to get ready to put my daughter to bed. It's on Sunday. That's my daddy duty, is putting the daughter to bed. So I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. I will be pushing out lots of content tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Love y'all and appreciate y'all as always. Really do. Can't do what I do. Can't even spend time with my daughter without y'all. So thank you. Live long and plunder. Stay safe out there. Deuces. If you need me, hit me up on Discord, Facebook, X, whatever. I'm here for you. Love you and appreciate you. And see y'all tomorrow.
An even better outro than the intro. For the empire and glory to your house.